maybe if I'd been a little more laser focused, I wouldn't have been quite as blindsided as frequently as I was. It wasn't once, it wasn't twice, it was a lot.
Welcome back to Housewives Nightcap. We are thrilled to welcome the gorgeous, stunning Meredith Marks, straight from Salt Lake City.
Hi, so happy to be with you guys virtually today.
Virtually. I know one of these days we're going to be in person. BravoCon in a couple of months.
Oh yes, BravoCon.
So
yes, can't
we're
wait.
so excited. And we're also so excited for this new season. Meredith, you got to tell us, are you engaging or disengaging this season?
You'll see both. You'll see both. I definitely deal with the things that I need to deal with, but my personal journey this season is very focused on myself, my business, my family. So, there's a lot of stuff that goes on that I am just not that interested in.
Okay. Interesting. How is your family? You and Seth seem like you two are really in a good place. And when we got to know you in the first season, you guys were having a hard time, but it seems like it's been uphill.
It has been incredibly uphill. There are bumps in the road, of course, but we're generally speaking in a fantastic place. Probably the best ever. Occasionally the communication breaks down and we need to go email the therapist and sort of get set back right on the right track. But everything's really, really good on that front. And we're actually about to launch a podcast together about relationships called Hanging by a Thread with Seth and Meredith Marks.
Because, we see a lot of housewives go through it and they don't end up in a good place at the end of it. But it does seem like you and Seth went through it, but you're good. So is that what you guys are going to be talking about on the podcast?
The reality is, I think almost every couple at some point when they're hitting, all of these milestones, whether it's, you've been married for multiple decades at this point, you have children that have left the house, you have all these issues going on, and it's a confluence of stuff pretty much at the same time. And most people go through some rough patches. And I think that usually when it works out, you just don't hear about it because why would they? Usually you only hear about the ones that don't work out.
We're even seeing like Shannon go through that right now on OC. Like, I think what was really good about you and Seth was that you guys shared it. You didn't try to hide it. And we're like seeing Shannon navigate that right now because she's like sharing, but not sharing. And it's not faring well on the show for her.
Right.
I mean, I can really, empathize because it's very hard to be going through it and talking about it at the same time. I mean, the reality is, Seth and I, yes, we did talk about it in season 1, but we had been going through it for years and hiding it from everybody and even our own children, like we had been through multiple separations. We had nearly gotten divorced and nobody had a clue. And so we had already been through so much that I think it made us more comfortable to be more open about it. So I say, give her a little bit of a chance. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And she has already gone through it a couple of times, or at least
time
before with David, and that was messy. Meredith, though, what do your kids think of the podcast?
My kids are really excited. I think they have to be guests sometimes because it's fun. It's the reality is it's not just going to be about romantic relationships. It's going to be about relationships in general. So yes, obviously there will be a big focus on romantic relationships, but we can discuss parent-child. We can discuss different friendships, different sibling relationships, all kinds of relationships. So they're excited for us. And, I'm vying to get them on as guests.
Speaking of Brooks, we saw him appear on RHONY with you, which was really fun and unexpected. Have you known Aaron a long time?
I have not known Aaron all that long. We were introduced through a mutual friend, and I think she's fabulous. We don't know each other that well, but we've had some fun times. And I really like her a lot, and she, invited us to come to her event, and we popped by. We weren't there long because I actually had filmed Watch What Happens Live that night, so I did a quick run by on our way and said hello. And she's great. She really is, like, real life great.
What do you
So-
think of the RHONY reboot? Because fans are loving it, and now they're calling for other shows like Atlanta to be rebooted. What is your thoughts on that?
You know, I can't speak to what shows should or should not be rebooted because that's well beyond my expertise. But I can say that I think New York is great. I think it's light. I think it's fun. I think it's, you know, all the stuff we want to see in Housewives. You know, I think they're doing a great job. I think everyone has like a strong personality. Everyone plays an important, you know, part, and I'm enjoying what I've seen thus far. I'm not entirely up to date, but I have been watching.
Well, Salt Lake this season has a little bit of a shakeup. We have Mary back and we have a new housewife. So talk to us first about where are you and Mary at? You guys are good friends. So are you still on good terms?
Yeah, I mean, Mary and I, you know, had stayed in touch through season 3, maybe not talked as much as normal because she was, you know, taking some space for herself, but we had stayed in communication, and having her back is great because it's like she brings an element of, you know, humor at the most unexpected times and unexpected ways, and you're just like, wait, what? You know, and that lightens things a lot, and you know, she's very candid and very honest with her opinions. Love them or hate them, you know, that's up to you, but they're there, and her delivery tends to be highly entertaining.
Were all the ladies excited that she was coming back? I would imagine there was a couple that were probably on the fence about it.
You know, I don't really know for sure that anyone was not happy about it. No one expressed that to me. I think that even, and again, this is just my personal opinion. No one said this to me, but I think even the people that she maybe didn't have as strong of relationships with missed her at some level. You know, I feel like she was very much welcomed back, but that's just, you know, from what I saw. No one told me that. I don't really know.
Interesting. And what about the new housewife? What can you tell us about her?
Monica?
Yes.
Well, I think, you know, we've seen enough little clips to see that she's definitely a little feisty.
Yes.
And you know, she has a lot of great moments, and
she's friends with Angie. That's how she kind of came in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so yeah, so I think that we'll see some, you know, ups and downs with her, but she definitely has her opinions and is not afraid to voice them.
We love a housewife that will share her opinions. Now, we do want to know, Whitney recently said that not filming with Jen this season was a breath of fresh air for you guys. Do you feel the same?
You know, I had ups and downs with Jen, and as we all know, so Jen, when everything's great, can be really great, and when it's not great, it's really bad. So, you know, it just really, with Jen, it depends on where you're at with her. I mean, she's when she's on your team, she's extremely supportive, and when she's not, it's, you know, not real fun.
So, okay, that's fair. I think as a viewer, we can totally understand that. You and Lisa I loved your friendship in the beginning. I mean, you guys were like sisters. You were really close, and then kind of things unfolded. Where are you guys now? Would you ever see yourself getting back to that place with her?
You know, that's an interesting question because in really, it's not even just about me and Lisa. It's about friendships in general. I mean, I don't know that we could go back to where, oops, we lost the light. I don't know if we could go back to where we were, because things change, you know, when things happen, things evolve. And even on a perfectly great trajectory, relationships evolve and they move forward in some capacity. So, you know, in my view, it was never about getting back to where we were. It was about trying to establish a new friendship, a new relationship, and see where it leads.
Totally.
So you guys, is it safe to say you're better than you were last season? Because last season it was rough.
I think that's a fair thing that I can safely answer. Yes, it is better than last season.
Okay.
Okay, that's good.
Watch to see how much better.
We'll see how much better. Okay. Now it's season 4. I can't believe it. It's already the 4th season. Did anyone surprise you this season? Did anyone you're like, I can't believe that happened. I can't believe she acted like that. Did anyone surprise you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There were a lot of surprises. A lot. I mean, a lot, I think mainly because like I said, I was very focused on my family, very focused. I'm launching this podcast. I just launched Caviar. We're launching a fashion jewelry collection called Plated by Meredith Marks in, a few months. And I'm still running my store. I'm still running my design business. I still have a family. I still have everything else going on. So I was really very focused on work and family and all of that. And, Brooks just launched his pants. And so we have just so many things flying right now that I feel like maybe if I'd been a little more laser focused, I wouldn't have been quite as blindsided as frequently as I was. It wasn't once, it wasn't twice, it was a lot.
Ooh, can you tell us by who?
Nope, you gotta watch.
Well, that's a teaser if I heard any. That's a great tease.
I
Blindsided
know,
multiple
there's some
times, we don't know
blindsided.
who, but we'll watch and find out. Wow.
Yeah, you will find out.
Are there any fun trips this season?
Yes. So the first trip I hosted in Palm Springs at the Trixie Motel, which, as you can imagine, was extraordinarily phenomenal as a backdrop. It's like Barbie Dream House.
I was gonna say, I actually don't know what that is.
It's really nice. Yeah.
Am I really uncool?
You're kind of, you're not California. You're on the East Coast, but West Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Trixie Mattel opened the Trixie.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah. So that was an experience. The hotel I loved. The trip, you'll see.
Yeah, we heard things got a little bit wild on that trip. The blind item.
Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of conflict. And I think that's par for the course with our group, right? So we did that, and then we went to Bermuda later on in the season, and that was quite an interesting trip as well.
Meredith. And that was quite an interesting trip as well. Well, I hope you at least got to have a cocktail and get in the sun a little bit and enjoy a little bit of it.
Oh, absolutely. We always figure out how to have fun. That's for sure. At least for me, I can't speak for anyone else, but I'm always going to find a way to have some fun. That's for sure.
Good.